Here he comes. Boom. How often have you seen this bad boy? He looks so good. It's a pity that you don't get to see this more often. Welcome, my friends, a deck that is giving me joy, excitement to play Galactus, akin to what I was feeling when he first released into the game. This deck got me from rank 95 to 150 cubes in less than 50 minutes with a higher concentration of 8 cube victories than I have ever had before. It was absolutely going insane, and there are a number of different paths to victory. We are playing Galactus here in the Mr. Negative shell. Mr. Negative Destruction is an archetype that people have been playing around with, primarily because of the powerful synergy between the Null and the Zola here. Getting those flipped over to be free 6 power cards is absolutely insane. So the ceiling potential of this deck is maybe the highest of any list in the game. If you're snapping and the opponent is looking like they have a good hand themselves, they want to accept the snap, you should be able to outpace them if you're finding a couple of your combinations together. Another win condition that we have is just the Nimrod, being able to use our Psylocke, such a versatile energy cheat, to be able to play the Nimrod down early and then get a couple destructions rolling on him with our Carnage with the new buffed Venom. Buffed Venom is actually worse in our case here if we are successful in establishing Mr. Negative, but all around I'm still finding that he works excellently in this list. And then of course there is the Galactus win condition, being able to throw him down, empower the Null, be able to break up the Nimrods. It can be an incredible final turn cube stealer because opponents are not anticipating that kind of play coming out of a Mr. Negative shell and the other cards that we are going to be showing them. Of course, we're running the Iron Man alongside the Mr. Negative, a game winner in and of himself, being clipped on to by the Mystique. Mystique also is a great target here in the Null. Iron Man getting distributed by the Zola here, an incredible piece as well. So many different combos that we can find depending on our draws and whether or not what specific cards are inverted by Mr. Negative. And then finally, we are running Iron Lad. If you want to run something else besides the Iron Lad, go for the Shuri. She will slot in very well, but this way we have another way to be able to get duplicative use of some of these powers, and one of the wildest combos that we can pull is Iron Lad actually clipping up Zola, and then you can Zola the Lad Zola just for absolute chaos on the board, and I am so here for it. Diving in here for our showcase, getting this extra draw early. Ooh, gonna have a lot of different things at our disposal here. Would love to be able to find Mr. Negative. Come on, show me, show me. Zabu. I accept Zabu as an excellent find. Key for playing this list is being able to identify when you've just gotten a broken up draw, you've got to retreat for one, and then being able to identify when you can press your advantage, snap early to really bait the opponent in for big winnings. I could... We do have the Galactus. We could play Nimrod into the Galactus line. We could also throw out Iron Lad, the Fish 4. Ooh, Mr. Negative and Iron Man are both great grabs, but then the Venom Zola here, not as good. A little bit touch and go there. But if I go Psylocke, I could set up the Nimrod. Maybe I actually want to set up Nimrod over here. Destroy him with the Carnage. And then just play around getting the Null and the Nimrod values. It would have been Iron Man. Ah, this is why we need Howard the Duck, my friends. Alright, put the Nimrod down. Would love to see Venom. They've got Angela Bishop. Yeah. It's all the classic Sera Miracle list. There is Mr. Negative. Okay. I am fine with this. We will invert our final draw, hoping for Zola. Chow down. Distribute the Nimrods. Strengthen the Null. And then we'll see what our final play is going to be. If we get Venom, then we can play... Well then, here's the thing. Because we got the early draw, we know exactly what Iron Lad is going to be able to pull. So, if we get the free Zola, then I know my Lad is a Venom. If we get... you guys can see where this is coming out to. When you have the capability to thin your deck with the Iron Lad, then it can mean that you're just able to hit some insane combos. Stuff that would otherwise be completely inaccessible to you. Okay. So we know that we will hit the Zola. Fantastic. I love that for us. So if I go Venom, hit the Nimrods, pop, pop, and then I go Laddie, I send the Venoms back out, and then I break them all again, and I send the Nimrods back across the board. Good gosh. This is better than if I hit Carnage, right? Yeah, the Venom is going to be larger. Wakanda throwing up a little bit of a block to our plan, but all around I'm quite happy. We found our path at the end here, so we were not very good at capitalizing on what I feel like to be a strong hand. I will snap here. The opponent, we haven't shown, I mean, we showed the Mr. Negative, but that was very late in the draw. We only have one inverted card, didn't end up being free either. I think the opponent will stay in. Dark Tower, not going to be our strong position. The other lanes are incredible. Zip, zip. Wakanda all protected, all happy. Move the Nimrods back again. If only there had been a way to slide Null to the board as well. If only. A Lizard. It's going to be debuffed. And then Enchantress to pick it back up. Knock out my Zabu. No, even the real Mysterio doesn't even bring you close. Ooh, the +4. It does bring you very close. Hold on. Real Mysterio flip on mid. Yes. Margin of victory. We take those. Love this opening hand for us. Psylocke into Mr. Negative. We'll see what we end up dealing with, how we end up utilizing the Nimrod. I'm going to wait for a little bit more information. I want to know locations. And I want to know maybe the first negative draw. We'll see. We'll see what our hand is. We get the Venom. Okay. And we have New York. Opponent snapped. The opponent is snapping. And then he's throwing up the emote as well. All right, Mr. Talkative. I don't know if I'm going to snap back yet. They snap and they don't play anything. They're just that happy with their hand, or are they that happy with New York? Like a movement list would be that happy with New York, but somehow I don't think that's what the opponent is rocking. All right, Psylocke Negative. You asked for this. On higher cube stakes. I'll bring it to you. Serving it up. Wave, sure. We got a little Galactus who's getting cocky over there. They do flip first, unfortunately, so my Nimrod would not get revealed. That is a tragedy. Pretty sure it's going to be Galactus. Not a lot of cards destroyed to empower the Null. Unfortunate, unfortunate. I want to be able to play something and then just, like, destroy it with the Venom. I think I will set up the Nimrod. We'll see what they go with. It could be the Dr. Doom. Doc Ock. Alright. The order here is going to be very important. Alright, Venom first. Didn't want Venom first. Wanted Venom, like, second, basically. Mystique, Null, Iron Lad. Iron Lad copies the Zabu. Oh, gross. Gross. Alright, Zabu. Welcome. Welcome to the team. They're gonna play along to Lemuria with a Leech. My friend, I don't have enough cards for you to hit. There we go. Zola. Do I Brave it here? Probably. So the card destroyed is going to empower Null. And then it's going to get distributed. If I hit the Nimrod, it's actually looking fantastic. And then the +6 is fine as well. It's kind of dicey, but I'm going to hang in there. The number of ways that it can go wrong, a number of ways that it can go right. Yeah, they play mid. Okay. Just the Psylocke then. What? The opponent just trying to bluff us through. Well, we'll see it through. Ooh, Shuri's Lab could go wild with this. Venom has such a huge synergy with the Shuri's Lab. Carnage does very well there as well. And the Nimrod. I mean, these are all brilliant cards to be able to synergize with that location. Which is why, if you don't have the Iron Lad, I'm suggesting that you run Shuri. Not that Shuri actually doesn't have the synergies with Carnage and Venom, but does have a brilliant synergy with the Nimrod. And then if you're seeing the inverted Iron Man, if you're seeing the inverted what have you, you can play it out and then try and get Zola to distribute a number of great combos there. We'll go Psylocke. I do hold the Galactus. Like, is there a world where I just play Nimrod to Shuri's Lab and then wait for the final turn Galactus? Or do we go right into our destructions? Interesting question. They're going Doc Ock. Since when did Doc Ock become so dang popular? Mystique, Mr. Negative. Alright. And then the Zola Bops. Galactus is off the table. 0 power Mystique's a little disappointing there. At least Carnage clears the negative zone. That's something. So now I've got to be able to find the Venom. We get Null. The power of the card, like Null keeps track of the existing power of the card, so the negative zone deflated our Null significantly. Significantly. That being said, if I find the Venom here, we'll still be fine. Gonna go with the Galactus. Your own Null is in as bad, if not worse shape. Okay. Okay. There is the Venom. But I just play Null. They could play Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi in this situation would just destroy the Nimrod. That would wipe us. So, understanding the opponent was probably anticipating that, I'll hold back a little. Shuri into death. Ooh, Shuri into the super death. Yeah, that's pretty impressive, honestly. Running Shuri in the classic Galactus to be able to amp up the death on top of Shuri's Lab. I was not ready for that. Cloning Vets is really fun to try and include with Mr. Negative lists. I'm going to go with Psylocke early because I can get the clone here and be able to rush Iron Lad. I think is the one that we're going to throw out here. Plus a couple friends now. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. We got the Galactus. Okay, okay. I don't want Galactus on 3. I want to wait a little bit and see what we can develop. I'll play Iron Lad here. And then I think I'll play the Carnage. Let the larger Carnage come back to me. And then I'll play Kingpin. All extra points on the board that could get destroyed to be able to empower the Null. We do flip it. Yes! We'll get to see the oh so rare sight of the negative. Early Sera for their side. Man, they must be very happy. Cloned as well. They can play the clone Sera right now. Here he comes. Boom. How often have you seen this bad boy? He looks so good. It's a pity that you don't get to see this more often. It's probably because his nameplate fits so well. Oh man. Alright. If I Psylocke now. Psylocke now and play the Carnage. We'd be able to play Galactus on the next turn. I want to be able to still draw a card. So I think I need to do this because the Psylocke comes back to hand. No, I can still Carnage on left. Yes. Now Mr. Negative will flip the deck back. I don't want to play him immediately. I'm just going to hold him. I happen to hold. Null getting bigger. There's the Sera. Double Sera setup. See if they're willing to accept the snap. Honestly, I got a little bit distracted there. reveling in the Mr. Negative that we created rather than putting the pedal down. Should have pushed it a little bit earlier, I think. They know that we got the negative and that we got it early. We haven't really developed too much else. There we go. I wish this animation rolled just a hair faster. Probably one of the reasons that he's such a hated card. Oh, just setting up the bishop. That's not what they wanted. Ah. There it is. Oh, we get the rematch. I am incredibly interested in how this is going to play out now that he understands what my deck is about, because I'm heavily considering playing this list in a tournament. And in the environment where the opponent understands all of your tricks, are you able to still get away with winning? We have to know. Mr. Negative to the Quantum Realm is going to be fantastic. Do I play Psylocke just because I can play Psylocke? I mean, yeah. We're kind of off curve for being able to do anything else. What are you doing? You played Psylocke Cloak yourself? You let your cloak get debuffed? They don't understand? Make it make sense? Looking at the Mystique and Zola as great targets to be inverted. Galactus can do very well himself. So then we Nimrod, right, to get the buffs, and then we're gonna take ourselves into the quagmire. We definitely grab the buffs. We'll see what we draw. They do play to the negative zone.
All systems go.
Leech is going to try and debilitate us. Alright, so no abilities. No abilities available, but we found the Zola. So this is where, if they weren't playing the Leech, I would have loved to be able to play Null into the Zola. As it is, we will of course go for larger stat gains. And Quantum Realm changes base power. Mr. Negative's changes happen on top of that. So if I play one of these inverted cards, like this Galactus right here to the Quantum Realm, he would stay a 6. Just in case anybody is wondering how you can navigate that predicament. I wonder if we just like slam... Yeah. What do I mean? I wonder. This is obviously the best move. Hit him. You got me with the Leech. Are you going to hang around? Didn't think so. Didn't think so. So here is the deck in all of its world-ending glory. I can't help but feel in the showcase that I wasn't doing my best job at being able to identify early advantages in hand and then snapping off of them, but we still show that we have a plethora of ways to be able to achieve victory, whether we find negative or not, and there's so many different ways to be able to combo these cards together. One of the reasons that I keep coming back to the negative decks is they play so fresh. You have so many extra choices to make based on what cards you draw that are inverted or not, playing creatively to be able to make the best combos possible. If you guys pick this one up, I hope it earns you many cubes on the climb up to infinite. And if you want to be able to see way more with this list, then definitely check out the stream highlights that I have up on the channel. This concentrated block of 50 minutes is the best snap that I have ever been able to play. Till next time, thank you guys for watching. Keep on snapping.